Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Sam Talks Books, and welcome if you're new. Today we are going to be talking about all the books I'm afraid to read, and we're just going to jump straight into it. The first book is The Vanishing Half. This book is loved by so many people and it's so highly rated. I'm not going to really go into too much detail for what it's about because you probably already know. This is also like a bestseller. Everybody I have seen who's read this book has literally gave it 5 stars. Nobody said a bad word about this book, and I'm so scared to go into it in case I end up not liking it. And although that's not really a problem, I really want to enjoy this book and I really want to like it. I think it's a contemporary because we follow 2 sisters who are black, and I think they can pass for white because they're like a skin toned, and I think the one's kind of like trying to live like a white life with her kids, and then the other one's gone back to where she used to live. And I'm guessing this book doesn't deal with like racism and things like that, so it's a very heavy topic book. Like I said, I don't know too much about this book other than it's really left. I always like reading books that deal with real life topics, so I do want to read this one. It's just I've been putting it off for a while because I'm really nervous to jump into it, but we're going to go and move on to the next one. So the next one is technically 2 left in the series, and that is, oh my gosh, Blood and Honey and God and Monsters. I've read Serpent and Death. I was nervous going to that one because of the bad reviews I had been reading at the time, and I ended up loving it. It was a 5-star read for me. I want to read these 2 before the end of the year, but I'm scared. One, I'm scared because I don't want to be disappointed, but also because of the size. This one's huge. This one's like over 600 pages, I think, and this one's over 5. If you haven't seen my latest my latest TBR video, you will see that my partner chose the books that I would be reading during the month of November, and he picked this one, so I'm gonna be doing it. I'm just really scared because I really want to love this. But yeah, this series I've been wanting to finish for what, 5 months now, maybe less, because this one only came out in the UK recently, I think, or was it just that I only bought it recently? I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? I think I finally am gonna get to this one during November, but I'm really scared to read, and I mean that means I've only got December to read this one, which is kind of scary. If you have read the series, let me know what you thought. Well, that's probably just going to make me more nervous, but let me know what you thought. Did you love the series? Did you hate the series? Was it just okay for you? Next one is a book that I bought because everybody was talking about this book. I mean, everybody. And I watched this one girl on YouTube, I really can't remember her name now, and she read it for a reading vlog, and she was really nervous going into it, but she said that she's shocked at how quick she read it and how much she really enjoyed it. And that one is The Priory of the, oh my god, the Orange Tree. Yeah. I picked this up on a trip to London. I got it from a Waterstones there. I just decided that I would just buy it and see what's about. However, it's so big that I'm kind of like, oh my god, I don't want this to take ages to read. I actually think this is close to, no, this is just over 800 pages. But again, I've heard so many good things about this book, and I read the first few pages and it does sound really interesting, but also this cover is so pretty. Look how shiny the dragon is. I don't know, I'm not like also into heavy fantasy, or at least I don't think I am, because I've not really read anything with heavy fantasy. But people are saying that this book's so good, and I do really want to read it. Do I think I'm going to read it this year? Probably not. But I'm hoping that in the beginning of next year I will finally get this one. I'm just really afraid. Also, so many positive things, so I should just jump right into it. I don't really know too much what it's about. I've done you follow, I think, mixed point of views of the dragon. I don't really know too much about this one. It's definitely, I'm scared to go into purely because of the size. It does say on the back though, a world divided, a queendom without an heir, an ancient enemy awaits. That does sound really good, so that makes me want to read it now. But then I'm like, I look at the size and I'm like, do I? So this is a book that isn't big. It's not about the size. That's what she said. It's called For All Time. When I first heard about this book, I was so excited. It sounds so amazing. We follow 2 characters that constantly meet in all these different timelines and fall in love, and they never seem to be able to reach like an end, to grow old together. It just sounds incredible. A really amazing romantic sort of sci-fi feeling to it. I was really excited, and then I started seeing like negative reviews, and then I became super nervous. I don't always listen to reviews because sometimes I've seen reviews about other books that people didn't like and I've loved, but I'm just really nervous. I really want to read this book and I really want to love it. So I think that's what's putting me off, is just the fact that what if I end up not liking it? I'll be so sad. Let me just read a little bit from the inside. It's got, Tamara is a musician, a warrior, a survivor. Fayad, I'm probably saying that wrong. He's a piano, a hustler, a hopeless romantic. Together, Tamara and Fayad have lived 1,000 lives, seen the world build itself up from nothing, only to tear itself down again in civil war. They've even watched humanity take to the stars. But in each life, one thing remains the same: their love and their fight to be together. One love story after another. The only issue is they never get to see how their story ends until now. Oh my god, that sounds so good. I'm so scared. I really hope that I'll love it. I have seen some good reviews, but there's also a lot of negative, which I'm not going to let me put off. I am going to read it at some point, but I have been putting it off because of that. Another book is A Discovery, which is purely why I'm afraid to read this is because the entire series is literally this thick. Like, I think the other books might be even thicker. This book is massive, and the other ones are massive. It's not like just the first book's big and then the other ones are smaller. No, the whole series is big. I bought this book because of recommendations from my hairdresser, who read the entire series and said it was amazing, and she literally talked about it for like 5 minutes and was literally just convincing me to go and buy it. Got my hair done, headed straight to my local Waterstones and went and bought the entire series. But also, I want to read these books because I want to watch the actual TV series. It looks so good. I've seen some clips of it, but I don't want to watch the series and then read the books, because I feel like then you know what's going to happen in the books and it ruins it. I want to read the books first and then watch the series. You have to let me know. Do you guys prefer to watch the series first and then read the books, or read the book and then the series? I definitely think reading a book for me is better than watching the series first, if that makes sense. So yeah, this series is huge, and that's literally why I've been putting it off. It's kind of terrifying. Another book here that is purely based on the size, and I've actually read the first book in the series, which is The Strange Case of an Alchemist's Daughter. This is the sequel, and look at the size of it. I really want to carry on the series, but this is going to take some time. Literally, again, another reason why I'm so afraid to go into this one is just the size, and I'm scared that it's going to drag out and be unnecessarily long. But Meg with Books, whose channel I'll link below, this is one of her favourite series, and she absolutely loves it. In fact, I think this one is her favourite one out of the series, and I really, really do want to read it. We basically follow these characters of these women who are either related or creations from well-known characters from books like Jekyll and Hyde and Frankenstein. Yeah, we follow these women in this journey. I do actually think that when I read this one, I'm going to listen to the audiobook as well. I think it'll help, because one of the cool things about this book is you actually get the one character, she's writing the book, and you get the other character interrupting during the like chapters and stuff, which is really cool, and one of the things that I really enjoy about this book. I definitely recommend this series. I've only read the first one, like I said, but it was really enjoyable and I gave it 4 stars. So I do want to get to this one. It's really big, so it's finding the time to get to it and read it. But I would like to continue the journey before I forget what happened in the first one. So another book is a super hyped up book, and love that book. It's a romance, and I want to read it. I think it's becoming a movie, so I want to read it before it becomes a movie, and that is The Hating Game. I've not read this still. Yeah, don't shout at me in the comments. I probably should read this, considering that romance is one of my favourite genres, one of them. But because this one is so hyped and so loved, there's been about 2 romance books that were really hyped and I did not enjoy. I'm nervous. I'm going to be honest. Red, White and Royal Blue is a very hyped up book, and I did enjoy it, but it was only good. I don't think it's brilliant or amazing, but I think it's because there's so much smut in it, and I don't like too much of that in a book. I don't mind it, but not too much of it, and I felt like that one had too much of it, but I still did really enjoy it. I'm so nervous about this one. I really want to read this one, and maybe I'll try and fit this one in this year and just go for it. Maybe I'll end up really loving it, because a lot of these booktubers that I follow love this. Bookstagram loves this, and it's an enemy to lovers romance, which sounds perfect. They work in the same office together. It's got he's the one she loves to hate. See, I love that. I'm definitely going to try and read this one this year. I'm so scared. I really want to love it and be, you know, like on the same train as everyone else. If you read this one, did you love it? Let me know in the comments. Did you love this book, or did you actually not love it? I've not seen anyone who hasn't loved this book yet, apart from people who obviously don't like romance books. That's kind of shameful that I've not read that yet. The final book on this list, I really can't tell you what it's about, and that is This One Sky Day. The synopsis is really not helpful with what this book's about, but a lot of people say that you kind of go into this book not knowing what it's about and you sort of discover it along the way, and that's one of the magical things about this book. I actually, now don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure. But I heard that it took the author 5 or 15 years. That's a big difference, 5 or 15 years to actually write this book, which is amazing. It was 15 years actually, from what I remember someone saying. And that's incredible. To take this long to work on a book is incredible. I mean, I can take a few days to read this if she took that long to write it. I'm so nervous, and it's not because I don't know what it's about. That's part of the reason. Because this is one of the most beautiful books with the most beautiful sprayed edges ever. I mean, look at those sprayed edges. I will cry if I end up not liking this book because I can't part with this book. I really don't know what this is about. I'm going to read what's on the back. Again, it doesn't tell you too much, but it gives you an idea. She kicked out as seaweed entangled her ankle. A salty wave smacked her in the face, and she gulped, spluttered, laughed, spat, sniffed, and began to swim again. She might have been moving through perfume. This calm acceptance would leave her soon. She felt that, but couldn't she hold on a while longer to this hope that everything was good? She took another face of brine and giggled. Am I saying that right? She took another face of brine and giggled under the darkening sky. It seemed outrageous to feel happy, but she was. So that really didn't say much. Okay, because I read the wrong bit, but we're going to read it inside. Dawn breaks across the archipelago of Pochio. Wow, I butchered that. The world is stirring awake again. Each resident with their own list of things to do. A wedding feast to conjure and cook, a cheating husband to discover. A wedding feast to conjure and cook, a cheating husband to discover, a lost soul to set free. As the sun rises, two star-crossed lovers try to find their second chance at abiding love. When night falls, all have been given a gift, and many are no longer the same. The sky is pink, and some wonder if it will ever be blue again. I don't really know much about what this is about. Other than it looks like you're following different characters set around one day, and I think it's set on this like island. I think that's kind of really alluring to go into a book and not really know what's about, but I'm really scared that I'm not going to like this book because it's so beautiful. However, positive things, I've seen nothing but 5-star reviews mainly for this book. So many people love it and they've said it's magical, it's amazing, it's incredible, it completely engulfs you and captivates you. So that's positive. But then people said that about books before that I didn't like, so fingers crossed. I'm really hoping I'm going to love this book. It just sounds incredible. Well, it doesn't sound incredible, but it sounds intriguing. So, but if you've read this one, let me know if you did enjoy this one without spoilers, of course. Let me know what you actually thought. That is all the books that I can think of that I'm afraid to read, but I do want to get to them at some point. Most of them are chunky, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm afraid to read most books. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, it would mean the world to me, and turn on that notification bell so you get alerted to when I next upload. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye!